So you've done all your research, you've worked very hard to find out the information, and you've decided that a Yamaha U series piano is the one for you. But which one do you go for? A Yamaha U1 or a Yamaha U3? Well, those are the questions, some of which I hope to answer in this little video. And I'd like to start by showing you the casework. So let's start with that. So here on the right hand side we have a Yamaha U3. What a beautiful piano that is. So it's the well-known musician's instrument with the rich bass that everybody talks about. And they are fantastic pianos. Over on the left here you have the Yamaha U1, a great all-rounder. I've sold so many of these and they are the #1 choice for a lot of pupils, and music teachers recommend them all the time. They're great pianos. The well-known, versatile, popular, and now it's been going for a very long time, the Yamaha U1. Now at the back there, can you see that's also a U3 at the back? This is a U3 here. And can you see the difference first of all in height? So here we have the neat little U1, and at the back we have the U3. Now that height difference is 10 centimeters. Doesn't look a great deal. I mean, they both look very, very similar. I suppose in the mass it makes a difference. I mean, that it's the distance from the top lid here down to the top of this, what we call the fall, which covers the keys. So that distance always looks a little bit more on a U3 than it does on the U1. So cosmetically that's probably the biggest difference. They both have this moulding on the side. Can you see the moulding there? And this one also has the same moulding, that's U3 there. And there's some moulding on the bottom of what we call the cheek, just above the leg there, but the U1 hasn't got that, it's a little bit plainer. Now as the models have changed through the years, there are slight cosmetic changes, but they've basically kept the same kind of design. These days there's more brass involved, I think, when they're made new on the decoration side. Now, one of the obvious things about a U3 is its height difference, and it's only 10 centimeters. So what difference does that make, you might ask? Well, I want to show you something here. This one that's a 10 centimeter ruler, so it's 10 centimeters up to my thumb there. Now inside, I want to show you these strings, because you might not think 10 centimeters is really an awful lot and won't make any difference. Well, can you see all those sort of orangey things there? They're strings. That's the bass strings on a piano, and that's the ruler. Now what I'm going to do is turn this ruler around so that you can imagine that 10 centimeters, that's how much string length is 10 centimeters. Now that's quite a lot, isn't it? That's 10 centimeters of string that is extra on a U3, and not one string, that's going across the whole board. Okay, so that's going across the whole compass of string. So you imagine how much string you're getting extra on the U3 that's adding to that very famous bass tone and sort of volume of the U3. And the other difference with it being that 10 centimeters higher is the soundboard. So over here at the back of the U1, I just wanted to show you that that's that bit at the back of the piano that you never usually see. That's the soundboard, and that's all important because it's really the soundboard that transmits the sound. If I tap it, can you hear it echoing? That's so important. It's not actually the strings that are sounding when you play the notes. It's the soundboard that's making the sound. It's transmitting the sound so you can hear it. It's a bit of a complicated process which I won't go into, but that soundboard is all important, and you've got an extra 10 centimeters of soundboard that's giving you that rich tone. So that's why you get a rich bass on a Yamaha U3 piano. So I guess really I'd like to play you the piano so that maybe I'll be able to show you the differences in tone between them. I'll start, I think, with this U1 over here. So the U1 is the one that's not so loud, it's the smaller one. So I'll play you something so you can just hear the bass. It's very quick, but hold that sound. It cuts through. It sort of almost rumbles within you on the U3. That's the U3, the bigger one. This is the U1. Bad, it's still lovely. But the U3 just has a way of cutting through. Right, and the U1. It sounds sacrilegious to call it duller because it's not dull, but it's possibly slightly duller than the U3 in terms of that bass. I'll play you one more thing. Over here, this is the U1. So there we are. So you might be thinking, well, that U3, it sounds fantastic, by far the better piano. Well, in actual fact, what matters is which is the better piano for you. Say you're in a small room or you're in a bedroom. Say you may be on a wall where the neighbour is the other side of the wall. The sound might overpower you with the U3. It might not be the better piano for you. You might prefer the all-round, slightly quieter sound of the U1. I want to show you what I mean by power, because this U3 has some power. Mistake there, but you can see, can't you, the difference in that power to this one. I've got it right in the end. But if you're in a small room, this may be too much for you. If you like a lot of loudness, you want to be overwhelmed with the sound, that's fine. But if you've got a slightly bigger room, that's the U3, but a smaller room, you might be better with the beautiful all-round tone of the U1. There's nothing wrong with the U1. It's a fantastic piano. So the other reason is maybe the room you want to put this in, you know, you want the U3, but the U3 would have to go into a room with a wood burner maybe, or near a radiator. Go for the U1, put it in the smaller room. So I hope that I've helped you a little bit with a few of the questions you might have. Bigger, more expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's the right one for you. And also how beautiful both pianos are. I can't guarantee that I'll always have a U1 and a U3 at the same time in here, but do text me or email me if you have any questions about the pianos, or to come and try, see what I've got about. My website will always have my current stock on it, so you'll be able to see what I've got. But wherever you get one from, I hope that you love and enjoy your U1 or U3, or sometimes even U2 pianos. There are other models, there's more up-to-date models, but I still think the U1 and the U2 and the U3, you can't go far wrong, and I enjoy them more than any of the other Yamahas. So all the best to you. Thanks very much for watching the videos. Do have a look round at the other videos, and this is Matthew from MPG Pianos saying over and out. Bye for now.